Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 8 of No Frills. Yeah. It's been a quiet one, hasn't it? It has been quiet.
There's not been a great deal happening, to be fair. It's too hot.
It's too hot. We've got the window open, so if you've got some background noise in your headphones or whatever it is, I'm sat right by this window. 3rd floor, though. It's absolutely roasting. I've got my shorts on, but it's chucking it down, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just bizarre weather.
It's just been really strange. It's been one of them where it was hot for a couple of weekends and everyone had the barbecues out. I didn't have a barbecue, but everyone else seemed to have a barbecue. All the barbecues came out, and then all of a sudden it's been rainy for the last couple. It's absolutely been chucking it down.
But it's still swelteringly hot.
But still really hot. A thunderstorm soon, I hope. I like thunderstorms.
I love a good thunderstorm.
I just like it from this window here when you look down, though, because there's like a shopping street right outside. I like it when you can look down when it's, it's proper. Like the other weekend when it was raining, it was proper hammering it down. Like the drains start backing up. The street starts flooding. It gets proper. And I like it when it's like that. When you're looking down over like what would be a public street, watching people run about. I don't know why the running about makes me laugh. The running about is the bit that I like, and it's just mainly because. I'm going to tell this story. A stupid story, right? When I was like 16, a friend of mine, we used to go and smoke weed in the woods in Stafford, and we just go down after school or whatever, and go into these woods that were kind of near the houses, but not near, away enough that no one could smell it. And but it was always like dead sketchy. Like you go down there at night, and there'd always be like weird people in there.
Yeah.
And so. This guy's mum said, look, you can use the garage. You can smoke in the garage. But just you guys, no one extra, and just keep it safe. I'd rather you be here doing it than...
Yeah.
Was the logic,
which
I guess
classic.
the old classic. And but what she actually got out of us was, because when we opened the garage, it was an absolute shit show. So she got a clean garage. And we actually pitched in and got like couches... little side. We had like a GameCube was the thing at the time. We had a GameCube all in there. We had an old SNES in there. Like we brought around our old TVs and stuff like the CRT, the little CRT TVs and all those old school with the big back on. We had those, and she said she let us smoke. And I remember once we had the door open, and the weather was very similar to how it is, where it's like really warm, so you have to have the door open, but it's absolutely hammering it down. So we're in the safe relative dryness of the garage. I was so ridiculously barbecued. I was absolutely catastrophized. My head was just completely separate from my body at this point. I remember just looking out at the rain and people, like the odd person, run into their car quick from the house. I just remember just thinking, what would I say if aliens came down now? And they were like, what's going on? And I'd be like, it's rain. They'd be like, why is that one running from it? They'd be like, I don't know. Does it hurt? Like, no, it's water. What's water? You need it to live. In fact, people die because they haven't got it. But he's running from it. Why is he running? Just want to mess his hair up. Like this whole conversation with an imaginary alien in my head. And every time I look down at this window now, I think about when I'm like people running past. What would I say to the aliens when they came down? I remember thinking like these aliens would be like, "What's going on? Why are they running?"
I've never thought of it like that.
Yeah, well, I hadn't thought about it. I was absolutely barbecued. That was aliens coming through, asking me what. Maybe that was it. They were telepathic. They were asking me what it was, and I was talking to them. Got to another dimension.
That's thrown me that.
That's what I think of when it rains.
The thing is, there's logic to that, though. I don't really know what.
Yeah, and I was like, I was just trying to think of like, why are we running from the water? You need the water. Like everyone needs it, and some people die because they don't have it. But we just run because we don't want to get a little bit wet.
It's mad that.
I was walking home just now and it just started raining again just as I was walking home. I didn't have a jacket, so I had my shirt on. My boss was like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do out there? I'm like, I'm just walking home. It was the end of the world.
It's literally water.
Like, he was scared about walking from the work to his car in the car park. And I was just like, it'll be fine. We'll all be fine. It's okay.
Don't panic.
It's it. It's not. I mean, it's probably a crazy Derby acid rain, but I mean, we're all still here. It's just drive me thrown a loop. But yeah, that's what I think of when it rains. And when I look out this window and I see everyone running about. Although there's not really anything, apart from the people who just had their hair done next door or whatever, it's not much else going on.
Yeah.
It's just annoying, isn't it? It's annoying weather.
You can't dress for it, that's the issue.
Yeah. You need like a really thin coat to put on like a ghoul.
That's waterproof. You need a bin bag, that's what you need. A black bin liner.
There's no old boy, the old boy at work wears a bin bag when it gets like this. He just cuts a hole in the top like a poncho.
Fuck off, no he doesn't.
Yes, he does. He isn't getting by anything by it. He's got so many jackets and then like he'll put one on top. He'll put one on top. He's a hero. He's a working class hero.
These people.
I know, they're everywhere. So you'll probably be able to hear him outside running about. Along with the weird dog van that I don't know whether to talk about or not.
I think you're pretty safe to talk about it.
They're going to use this as evidence. Basically, at the end of the street where I live, there is a van, like a large, like long wheelbase van, which houses 2 Alsatians and a rather large security man. And no one knows why. They've been here for like a month, and they come overnight, and just basically this guy sleeps in the van with these dogs, like camping out with like a hot plate and everything. And no one really knows why it is that this guy's doing it. But I noticed it originally because it was a woman in a different van. Like this van that's outside now, it's got like CCTV cameras attached to it and stuff. It's like proper posh. And it's got the dogs in the back park. Because it's so long, I guess it might be a bigger area for the dogs, I'm not sure. But the woman that parked outside initially was in like a banged up old transit van. Remember those like Ford transit vans? It was one of them. And she was in the back, like I saw her going to the back and getting the dogs out and walking about with the dogs or whatever. And, but the van that she was using had got like, instead of having like actual signs on the outside, it got like magnets on the outside. So, you know, like if you go to like Vistaprint and get your company's logo.
Yeah.
It was one of them, but no company logo anywhere on it. It just said warning, police dogs, security dogs, all these warnings, but like on the side of a rusty old transit van.
Yeah, it's a gypsy that.
Yeah, if you were looking,
official.
for the sketchiest van in town, it's just parked at the bottom of the street, and they're there overnight for like 12 hours.
Yeah, I don't
Longer.
like that. I don't like it. There's something like the person who's hired them doesn't want to go like legit with it, do they? They're obviously hiring somebody who's a bit backhanded.
It seems a bit backhanded.
There's something going on there.
They're just camped out. They're just having a good old time at the bottom.
We should camp out in your car next to them and just see what they do all night.
Well, that's what freaked me out. Is that if this was like, if it wasn't just a working van like that, like a proper posh van with CCTV and a symbol, like a warning thing on it that said dogs. If that was my Ford Fiesta, I wouldn't last a night before I had a ticket.
No.
Well, the traffic wardens haven't got them or anything. So I was like, what's going on? Like, how do they know? What is it? I don't know.
It's just, it's got a sign on it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
They won't touch it.
They won't touch it. And the guy's got like a high vis on. In fact, when they got out, they got like a vest, a bit like how a police officer would. But instead of having the police logo on it, it didn't have anything there. So I was walking past with Shah and she was like, oh, it's police, look. I was like, it's not police. It's a man in a high vis with a vest on. I'm like, pay attention. Like, she'd fold under questioning. She'd never see a spy coming. She'd be shit at James Bond. You're like, it's just a giant man with a dog. And he's got a high vis and a vest top. Like, it looks like a stab vest. And I'm like, that's not a cop.
I don't like that. There's
You know
something
what
going
cops
on
look like? That ain't one of them.
Even if it was like a legit security company, they'd have
Name
badges
of the
on.
company.
They'd have like
Yeah.
is it CSCS badge thing
Yeah, none of
on their
that.
arm.
None of that.
Yeah, that's dodgy. That
It's well sketchy.
it's a gypsy.
There's a couple of them. The woman looked dead rough. Like I could hear her down the bottom. She's like proper, like proper. I imagine dead rough, like a security woman. And then the guy that's there now, this massive guy in there now, like big hulking bloke. You're like, no logos, no work numbers, anything. In fact, once they had a trailer on the back that I guess had equipment in it, like a little trailer.
Yeah.
And the trailer had a different registration plate from the van. Everything about it's like dead sketchy.
You just reminded me of something else.
Oh God.
I used to have a rehearsal room with my band, and it was like a 24-hour access one. We could, like, basically, it was just like a little room. We had all our gear set up, and it wasn't one that we shared. We were the only band that had access to it.
Oh, that's
We used
cool.
to hide it like month by month. We just come in, everything was set
So
up.
much easier.
It was great. And there was like an on-site security guard there. There was like what just looked like one of the rehearsal rooms at the end of the thing.
Yeah.
And he was pretty much lived in there. He was always there. He walking up and down at night. He had all like the proper like a big jumper with security on it and all that. And he used to walk up and down with his flashlight, lock it out and that. Lock up after you when you went out, and he, dead chatty, dead talkative, dead nice and everything. And we was there for like 18 months, and the owner of the building come down one day, and he was like, "Show," like, because we needed a bigger room because we ended up splitting it half and half with another band because it was quite expensive. And he was like, "Yeah, you can have this room at the end." And he opened this room where there's like security guard with his bed and a TV and like a chest of drawers and that. He's like, "What's going on here?" And he was just a squatter. He like just blended in, told everyone he was security, and no one had questioned him. And he'd been there for 18 months.
Oh, fuck.
No one knew he was like. No one ever questioned him. The owner didn't even realise he was there though, but he knew. Every band knows him by name. He used to like go to the shop for him and stuff. Like,
How come the owner didn't know?
I don't know. He just didn't know he was there.
Just didn't know.
He obviously just come out at night, like, because there was a gym as well. It was like a gym, and above the gym, it was like like the size of a gym. It was a massive floor space. We had like 30 rehearsal rooms up there. So I suppose he never went up. So as long as he keeps himself hidden during gym hours, once he's gone home, like he just used to like come round patrolling and that. But yeah, he was just some squatter.
Then if anyone ever asks, you'd be like, "Yeah, I am helping out.
Like, it's madness that.
Doing the security."
But yeah, no one questioned him. It was a solid 18 months. God knows how long he'd been there before we moved in. He was there when we got there.
So
it was a minimum of 18 months.
Ages. How long is it squatters' rights? It's like 4 years or something.
I don't know.
It's a long time. No, I think that might be like building a house that you're not supposed to build. I'm sure I remember seeing that on a documentary.
I don't know, but I just know that he was an absolute hero to do that for so long.
That's crazy. Although the guy that I trained with, Miller, told me that in his old house, he was having a house share, like student house type thing, where you all got a bedroom each or whatever. It was like a communal area or whatever. That he was, he found someone basically living in his attic that wasn't supposed to be in his attic. And this person had lived there the entire time and just in secret from the people that lived in the house. No one knew he lived in there. And the reason he found out is because where his attic hatch was, below it was a clothes area, a bit like that.
Yeah.
And the clothes area was bent. He's like, "What the fuck has bent this clothes area? Like, how'd you bend the clothes area if it's just been here? Has anyone else touched it?" And no one else had touched it. And then like realised the way it was bent, he's looked up and was like, "Oh, there's a hatch there." And went up and there was someone living, like sleeping in the roof. I don't know how you get in and out.
Don't like that.
If someone's in this attic now, they won't be able to get out the without that hatch. And that's in here. I don't get it. I don't understand how it happens, man.
Was it an old house? I don't. When I was
it wasn't a new build.
When I was in high school, my friend used to live in a terraced house in Salford. It was like properly old, and the attics were all joined. Like you could go through attic to attic. Yeah. And like we'd go up there, and like you could get above the neighbour's house and like root through all the shit and that. Like it was meant when you were a kid. Like, but
I'm thinking it'd probably be in Ilkeston. Yeah, it would be terraced houses like that, like proper working class area, isn't it? So that's where they all like the railways and stuff.
Yeah.
So when they built them houses, they probably all been joined.
They were like. It was like a wall between each house that was like 3 foot, but there was like an 18-inch gap at the top that you could squeeze through. So it's creepy that.
How would they do that? Was there a reason why they did that? Because a lot of houses have it.
I think it was something to do with if they burnt down, like to get a bit of smoke. I think.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was for. Because there was no skylights in them or anything like there was now. There was no windows in them, was it? It was just literally storage. Like, so I think it was to get smoke down.
I don't think you wouldn't get planning permission to extend those kind of attics anyway, would you? They'd be like, there's not really a lot of roof space in there.
No.
You couldn't make a room out of it, so there'd be no point. Really.
No,
it's storage only.
Dead shallow. But yeah, we used to go up and just go through people's stuff, like looking through all family photos of people that live 4 doors down.
Through here. It is dead creepy though, because I've had to put some stuff in this attic up here. So there's like boxes like around like this section. And when you're going up there, you can't help but think horror movie shit.
Yeah.
Every time I open that thing, I'm like, the worst I'm going to see is like rats and maybe a couple of pigeons. But like when I'm like, this is definitely from The Grudge. Like there's definitely an Asian girl with like matted hair in this attic.
Although there was we had when we had our house in Salford before we moved to Stoke, there was an attic in that, and it was a pretty big attic. Like you could definitely convert it if you wanted to, but obviously it was a rental, so we didn't. I didn't bother doing anything with it. But I remember we went up there just to put a lot of stuff in storage, and the previous people had left stuff in there, and there was loads of just dead weird stuff, proper like your proper like horror movie stereotype
dolls.
There was like this. It was like a stuffed animal with like a plastic face of like a lamb. That was like just proper old and creepy. I've got a picture of it. I'll put it on the Facebook page. But like this dead creepy lamb, and there was like mannequin hands.
Just the hand.
Just hands, but like nailed to a bit of wood. It's like they've obviously been displaying something. Like it might have been from a shop or something like that. You know, it might have been a market stall or something. But just always proper creepy
proper
stuff.
Sketchy.
And then I just never went back up after that. Like it proper got me. But like the one we're in now, it's pretty good because like the previous people, I don't know if it's a landlord or the previous people, but they've like started converting it, and then just sacked it off halfway through. So you go up, half it's got like electric and it's all like boarded out, and like they've rendered the walls and that, and half it's mint, and the other half's just all like like fiberglass insulation and that.
Well, they've given up.
But
there's something in there.
It's good though. You can get up there and like have a bit of a chill if you wanted to, like in your loft.
Yeah, just chill in your loft.
Yeah, but it's all right though. But that previous one was minging. It was proper proper creepy.
Yeah. That is creepy. I remember I was in California, like I think probably like 2012. Me and my friend Rob, he used to make like custom cabinets and stuff, like do woodworking and stuff for people.
Yeah.
And this landlord had us go around. We were basically going to go to an English pub in Santa Ana, which isn't far from like Lake Forest.
Yeah.
And on the way, we were going to stop off at wherever this house was to measure up what these new, because this landlord was they got rid of the people that were living there, the tenants, and they were going to remake, because that's part of making everything fresh again, isn't it? Like a lot of things people do is get rid of the units, and those are kind of old wooden units that look dead, like make it look dated.
Yeah.
So we go there to the place, and it looks like a horror movie. Like there's no furniture in any of the house, but there's just like where all the wallpaper and the way it all was decorated. You just like, this would have been a weird place to have been in.
Yeah.
Like all the walls are like dead dark, like red or black colours, like really creepy. It's all one story. There's no upstairs. And we were walking around. And he was just measuring up bits and pieces, and his mate was writing some stuff down. So I was just having a walk about, and went to the garden. I was like, it's an all right garden, to be fair. Like there's not a lot of grass, and most of it had died because it's South California. But then there's like a shed. I was like, oh, what's in the shed? Open the shed. It's a full Santeria shrine. Like dolls, crystal balls, skulls of stuff, incense, like full of the whole shed had like shelves like a shrine. So you open it, burn incense and candles, and say all your Santeria like voodoo prayers and shit.
Yeah, that's weird.
It was so creepy, man. I didn't know about Santeria at the time. That's how I learned about Santeria and what it was. It's like dead creepy, like Mexican Cuban religion thing. It's not like, it's like dead strict, but not like Catholicism. So they're all like these weird gods that each one, someone like, you get like assigned a god, and that's your god now. You pray to that one, and whoever this person's got, you've got like this doll. There was like an actual doll in there, like a proper porcelain doll.
No, I don't like it.
Fake flowers.
Don't like it.
It was super creepy. Super creepy. Apart from Sublime song, I hadn't even heard Santeria before, and I was like, oh, now I know what it is. It's creepy fucking shit. It was weird, man. I'd never heard anything about it. But to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to go in the shed and have a look. I wonder if there's like a bike in there or something. And it wasn't even a functioning shed. It wasn't like someone had stored away some Santeria stuff. They'd put like a full altar in there. Like it's an altar
like
in
a church, like a makeshift church.
Someone's like, oh yeah, you open the doors and they'll be like, oh, this is my church now. This is my shrine. I'm going to pray to this shrine and cast your, I don't think they have spells to that. I don't know what they have in Santeria.
Careful.
Yeah, I'm going to have to research it now and have a look. Can't tell me anything. I'm going to have a look. Google it now, Santeria. Yeah, oh, it's Afro-Caribbean. I didn't know that. This was, someone said, well, yeah. Really strange. Oh, with some Roman Catholic elements. That's where I had that idea from. That's really strange. So basically, all these people doing like almost voodoo, but almost Catholicism. There's worshiping these different saints. You get these different saints that you get given, like if you're born at a certain time in a certain place, that's like your saint, and you pray to him. It's crazy. Yeah, then how we got onto that? How did we get onto that? How do we get onto weird religions?
Just lofts and sitch.
Loft spaces and crazy stuff. I'll see if I can find that picture for Facebook and put it on. 'Cause I'm sure it's on my laptop or it's on my Facebook. It's going to be somewhere. Weird Santeria stuff.
So you're looking for that? I'm looking for my phone for that lamb doll thing.
Looking for the lamb doll.
It's on Facebook, but I can't get it. I can't get signal in here. I'll get it though.
You
Sure,
get it. You
it's
have to get
creepy
the
as shit.
Wi-Fi.
Like, it's absolutely terrifying.
I hate stuff like that.
It was kind of like half buried, you know, like that fiberglass stuff. It's like kind of half buried in that.
Yeah.
Like, it's just no.
That fiberglass stuff is brutal.
Yeah,
because it's been dead art recently, and I've been putting stuff up there. And there's only a couple of boards, so I've been pushing like some of the boxes further back, so I can push the new boxes in. They're like Tetris, trying to push them down further and further. But that stuff is.
If you get that on your skin, it's
horrible. It's so itchy.
Yeah, it's not nice.
Digging in,
thinking about it.
That's it. It just makes you itch. And I've been trying to get up into that hatch, which is taller than the step ladder I've got. So I've been almost like falling out every time, like getting electrocuted by that light that's right there. It's not a very well planned space. This. To be fair, to call it planned is probably damning it with faint praise. It's not planned. Nothing in here is planned at all. It's all just different. People seem to like it though.
I like it.
Everyone will see it when we start filming. When we start filming, everyone will see it.
Yeah.
Well, they'll see the one particular wall that's behind you now.
The wall with chills.
The wall of, yeah.
It's going to be.
I'll have to see if I can get something new, like a piece of no frills artwork or a banner or something. A little no frills flag.
Yeah, we'll jazz it up a bit.
Because it is just mad stuff on the wall, but none of it's planned. People come up here, like if I ever rarely have people over, which is very rare, people go, oh, it looks really like a proper boho up here. Like, everything's like really like artistic and creative, a proper bohemian. People love that word. It's proper boho, innit? I'm like, I just can't afford matching furniture. I got it all from different people. It's all like car boot furniture. All these units and stuff that were already here. I was like, yeah, I'll keep that. I'll use it. I'll see what happens. And just have like mad looking house.
See, I miss that though, because I'm at the other side of that. When we first moved, like Manchester to Stoke, it was a pretty big move like for us. We didn't bring hardly anything with us.
That's a good way of doing it.
When we got down here, we just everything was like sort of hand-me-downs of people, just so we found our feet and
Did
nothing.
you get rid of loads of your clothes and stuff first?
Yeah, we got rid of.
That's what I need to do.
Most stuff, like we hardly moved with anything.
Yeah.
But then for like the first maybe 12 months we lived there, the house was just all like mismatched stuff, just of different people. But I liked it though. I really liked it.
I love it.
And then like as we've like got settled and like started making a bit more money and stuff, it's like, all right, we'll get rid of the 3 mismatched sofas and we'll buy a matching settee. And like, it just looks like every other house that you go in now. I don't like it.
I do.
But,
see, I like that you use other people's stuff. I like that bit because you're just making use of stuff and it all does look mismatched. And then, but sometimes you do need to upgrade.
Yeah,
like eventually you're like, oh, I might need like another unit. Like that bit, this wooden bit that's in the corner here, that was supposed to be for what the TV was going on. But this massive piece of thing here I can't move it. It's too heavy. So that it just had to be this way. Like the room had to be this way because no one could move that piece of furniture. So that's why the room looks like it is. But eventually I'll be like, yeah, I need a stand for my TV, and that'll have to go. But I don't think I have to slim down everything. That's what I'm planning on doing. I'm hoping to move easily within the next 6 months.
Moving house completely.
Moving out and getting somewhere, hopefully a house rather than an apartment.
In Derby.
Yeah, in Derby. But it's...
Move to Stoke.
Yeah, well, it's too far to drive to Stoke. Maybe like an hour either way, commuting. I won't make it to training in time.
Yeah.
But I'm looking to slim down everything. I'm getting in the mood at the minute. I don't know whether it's... Even my mum was telling me this the other day, you know, because she's like, she sees what moods I get in. I'm in that mood to either like shave my head and shave my beard into weird shit, or dye my hair fucking funky, or sell everything and just start a new life somewhere else without telling her like weird stuff.
Bit drastic.
Having a bit of a conflict of personality at the minute.
Personality crisis.
Now, what do I do? Because I was like, I've got rid of probably 3 huge garbage bags, like 80-litre garbage bags. I've got rid of 3 of them full of clothes for charity, and I've still got that whole rail in there and all that rack of shoes that I've never worn. Some of them shoes are like 10 years old. Like, it's all old stuff, but I just haven't got rid of it.
Yeah, see, I'm like that, especially with clothes. Like, I own a lot of clothes, and I wear I've got 2 pairs of jeans that I wear.
Yeah.
Like any day, I've got 1 of 2 pairs on.
Yeah, that's it.
And then when they wear out, I don't wear any of my other stuff. I buy a replacement pair of blue jeans or a replacement pair of black jeans.
That's exactly what I do.
And I've got probably 150, 200 band t-shirts, and very rarely wear t-shirts.
Yeah.
But I just can't bring myself to throw them out.
That's it. I'm like, these shorts came from Target in Lake Forest. They don't even fit me. Like the waist is like a 36, 37, 38, and I'm like a 34. So I had to pull the belt really tight. So it looks ridiculous. I got like a baggy arse in these. And then this t-shirt is too big for me. It's like a size too big, but it was a birthday present. So I just wear it because it's got David Bowie on it. And that's, so I could throw both away and never remember having them in the first place, but I'll just get attached to it. But I just need to strip everything down.
Yeah, I need to do that.
Even when I think I'm being strict, I'm giving away 3 bags. I need to give away another 3.
So yeah, everyone says it makes you feel really good about yourself as well, and it's really good for your mind. Just getting rid of stuff.
I feel
like
anxious when I think about it.
I do. Like, I've got so much just stuff that I've accumulated over my life that, like, even when we moved, I did get rid of a lot of stuff, but then I've brought loads of stuff with us that, like, just toys I had when I was a kid and stuff. Like,
I've got loads of stuff like that.
Loads like Star Wars figures.
Yeah, like the X-Men.
Never going to do anything with them.
No,
but they've moved with us. Like, they're just taking up space. And like books as well. I'll never read a book more than one. If I read a book, very, very rare I go again. But we've got 3 bookshelves in the house.
Yeah,
like the wife's the same. Like hundreds and hundreds of books.
Yeah.
And we never read them again.
And I'll buy more, even though I've got my Kindle with like 260 books on it. I've got this shelf, these here, and then I've probably got another 2 of those shelves worth at my parents' house still.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them in probably like 8 or 9 years, but I've still got them. Like they could go to the charity and I wouldn't be any wiser.
Yeah. But if your mum rang you up and said, right, we're getting rid of all these books,
I'd be gutted.
You'd be like, no, save them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm like that. But my mum's like that though as well. Like, I think it's inherited. Like my granddad's like, my granddad moved house recently. And, like, we helped him move. Like, some of the stuff he's kept, he's got like like wage slips from when he was an apprentice. like
50-year-old wage
literally
slips.
in the 50s and 60s. Like, why do you need them? Like, you just won't throw anything away, but that's probably where I get it from.
I don't know where mine comes from because my parents are never like that. They not that they have emotional. They have some stuff they have emotional attachments to, photographs, all that kind of stuff. They've kept, for instance, like they've got a memory box of all the stuff. Like every bit of work I ever did at primary school is in a box because that's what Scott did when he was first year at primary school, second year, all that kind of stuff in little folders.
Yeah,
it's really organised. But then I remember when I was little, I had a set of like tracksuit bottoms with, remember the Pluto. Is it Disney Pluto?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Looney Tunes, but it's Disney. Green set, like dark green with a little Pluto on them. I used to wear them all the time. Like that was my thing. They were like dead comfy, climb trees and then play football and then whatever. Like dead comfy. I had them when I was a kid. And then one day I just remember going to mum and was like, I haven't seen them Pluto ones in a while. They're in the wash still, man. She's like, oh no, I got rid of them like 2 months ago. Threw them away. I saw those getting worn, so I threw them away. I just remember being devastated. I was gutted. I was like, what the hell? You can't throw away my gun. He's like, you didn't notice? I was like, yeah, but now I noticed. Like, you wear them all the time and now I'm waiting for it to come out the wash. And they're never coming out the wash again. They're never coming out the wash again.
That's rough, that.
It is. That's the kind of, but that's a deval life lesson. That's how my parents would teach you a lesson. They'd be like, yeah, we got rid of it. You don't really need it. You know how I know you don't need it? Because you've been dealing with it for the last 2 months. Even little things like,
it's fair.
My niece is like 3 now. They're trying to stop the dummy. She loves having a dummy when she sleeps. They're trying to stop the dummy. So what anyone does now, most parents, and the method that most parents use now is, the dummy, like the pacifier, the dummy fairy, is going to come and take yours away and give it to a new child that needs it. They need that dummy, so you've got to take it away. So you put it in a little bag and we'll tie it and put it over the door handle.
They'll leave you some sweets.
Yeah, really nice. Yeah, they've been really good. It'd be nice. We'll give it away. My parents never said that. My mum was like, I think Scott needs to not have a dummy anymore. My dad was like, don't worry. He says, do you know what we're doing with this, son? In the bin. In the bin it went. The bin men are going to take it. The bin men are having it. I was like, oh. Like, however old I was, 2 or 3, like, oh, all right. Yeah. And that's the way that my parents would teach me a lesson. They're like, yeah, go on, have that. And just take it away.
I had to take mine to when my cousin was born. It was like, right, you need to give them to your cousin now. So I did that gentle.
So slick. That's 10 out of 10 parenting.
That's good, isn't it?
Having another kid that you can give it to.
And then like I used to always like, do you want to give them a call and see if they're being used, see how you're getting on? Like, yeah, you got me dummy.
He's using the dummy. Oh, that's such good.
And then when my sister was born, there was no other babies, so she gave them to my mum. Took her to my auntie, so she could give them to my auntie's dog.
Oh.
She's like, the dog's not sleeping, so it needs the dummies. So then
the lie's got too
we've
far.
got this picture of a pug with a dummy in its mouth.
Oh, if Facebook existed, there would have been some money in that.
Oh, it's ace.
Oh, man. I had some weird life lessons like that when I was a kid. I remember once, like, we didn't have a lot of money because there was a recession in the 90s, wasn't there, in the UK?
Yeah.
And so dad used to own his own building company and used to do his own like private building stuff and on people's houses, helping them do extensions and stuff. And then when that all crashed in the 90s, he had to go and work weirdly in Germany. And he'd have a caravan, put it on the back of the van, and he'd go live in Germany for like 3 months at a time. So I wouldn't see him for like 3 months. And then he'd come back for 2 weeks. You'd see him and he'd go away. It was like, for a lad growing up, it was like the opposite of what you needed. When you need your dad playing football or whatever,
Yeah.
he's like on the payphone in Germany. He was like dead weird, so he used to send the money back and all that kind of stuff. So there wasn't a lot of money. I remember once, and my parents would never buy us anything. We got bought a balloon, a helium balloon. Remember guys that walk around the town with the big helium balloons, all the characters?
Yeah.
And at the time, the one that I picked, because this is going to date it, Mr. Blobby. It was Mr. Blobby, with that big pink thing with the yellow spots and yellow spots, big green eyes, like dead creepy, wasn't he? From Noel's house party, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Noel's house party. I had that, and then so me and my sister had one each. I don't know where hers was. We got it back home. We was in the garden playing. I said to Jade, I said, hold this balloon while I climb the climbing frame or whatever, or go on the slide or whatever I was doing. And she held it, looked me in the eye, and just let it go. And I was just like trying to grab it, jump in. It's gone, mate. It's gone, long gone.
Oh, that's rough.
And I remember my mum cried because I was going in. I was like, "Mum, where's Mr. Blobby going? Is Mr. Blobby going to heaven?" Like, this is how old I was. So young. I'm like, "Where's he going? He's in the sky." And my mum could just see this little dot floating away. Like, what happened? I was like, "Jay, let him go. He's gone. Like he died. He'd gone to hell. Like he descended." These are the kind of lessons I was learning as a kid. I didn't realise. I keep doing this stupid shit as an adult, and I'm like, I look back at my childhood, I'm like, of course, you ended up having abandonment issues because your sister let go of something you wanted so badly in front of your face. She's looking in your eyes, just dead spiteful, and let it go. Oh, it's horrible.
Madness.
It's like that Bill Burr thing. It's like that bit, you know, when you watch the curling on the Olympics, and the guy slides with the stone, doesn't he? And then he just goes, ah. And it goes. That's what it's like. She looked at me and it was gone. And I was in bits, man. I couldn't deal with it.
No, that's rough.
That's it. Your abandonment issues like that. It was the same kind of feeling as you got. Did you ever have it when you were a kid and you was in a supermarket and you turned around and you thought you was following your mum or whatever, and it wasn't, it was someone else?
Yeah.
That same feeling was that Mr. Blobby Balloon feeling. And that was it's turned into therapy now, isn't it? Like, right, let's have it all out. Yeah, I learned them lessons along with the dummy, the bin men coming for the dummy, and balloons not going to heaven. I don't know what my dad would have said to that. He probably would have been like just straight down the line with it. Like the bin men are coming for us. Like that, I don't know whether that was non-imaginative or just they was like, you're a man. Men don't have dummies. Get rid of the dummy.
That's just the way it was back then, innit? You wouldn't get away with doing that now.
Old school. My parents were very old school.
Very old school, that.
They're not now, though. Now they've got a grandkid.
Yeah, it softens you up, doesn't it? Softens you up.
What happens with that? Why is that? It's everyone, though.
It's not their kid, is it? So they can spoil it. Don't matter if it turns out to be a shit, because it's not theirs.
Yeah, they give it back.
Do what they want with it then.
Why didn't I think of that? Yeah. Layla gets spoiled something rotten. I bet if she had a brother, he wouldn't let go of the balloon. Yeah, what is that? I remember this conversation as well with the guy I work with, talking about, do you remember Mighty White bread?
Yeah, I do remember that.
We talk about things you can't have now.
Yeah,
you couldn't call bread Mighty White.
No.
And the advert was a white kid who had eaten the bread and could throw a ball further and kick a ball better and do all this to run faster, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He did all that. And I was like, I remember talking to the guy at work, I was like, that came up. I was like, Mighty White bread, remember that? Because this is the kind of conversation I'd have. And he'd be like, yeah. He said it was dead good, wasn't it? I was like, I was never allowed it. Like, we couldn't afford Mighty White bread. We couldn't afford name brand bread in the 90s. And he's like, yeah, I had it when I was a kid. And I was like, was it good? He's like, yeah, it was good. He said, if you saved up all the packets You could send it off, and they'd send you a Mighty White bag, like a school tote bag, with Mighty White written on it. I was like, "Did you use it?" He's like, "Every day." You couldn't.
You can't do that.
There's no way.
It's just not on, is it? That
There's no way you could use that now. I was like, there's no way you could have a bag. Like, it was all red and I think it's red, white, and blue on it. It was all very patriotic colours with Mighty White. And I was like, "Did you use this bag?" He's like, "All the time. All the time at school, he uses Mighty White bag." I was like, "Oh, I was never even allowed it. I didn't even get a taste of Mighty White, and you were getting enough to send off for a free bag." I was like, "God damn." It came up as we were talking about, remember Ace Ventura?
Oh, what a film.
We talked about that the first on here.
I don't think so. It's absolutely genius.
The second one is my favourite.
Yeah.
Nature Calls.
Yeah, miles
hands
better.
down. But we watched. Char had never seen it, and I reference it all the time. The stupid stuff that's in that, like the talking from the arse and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And we watched it. The first one on Netflix. It's on Netflix. I don't think it is anymore though. That could never have been made now. The whole movie, the fulcrum of the whole movie is that there's a trans woman who's having sex with all the guys at the police station. And it used to be an American footballer, but somehow is now, like, they thought a trans woman who is an American footballer would be like 5'9", slim and good looking. Like, the actress that plays her is really good looking, like for the 90s, and like tight dresses and all sorts of stuff. You're like, he's supposed to be an American footballer. He's supposed to be a kicker in American football. He'd be like 6'3" and like 230. You know, and at the end, he even takes her clothes off at the end, doesn't he?
Yeah.
In front of all the police, he's tearing the clothes off to show the flipping that he's tucking at the front. I thought, there's no way. There is no way that movie could be made now. I've been seeing loads of them lately. I don't know whether it's because, is it the time we live in?
Yeah, things change, don't they?
Because that's 20 years old easily, isn't it? That's like an early mid-90s movie. But I got made to watch Cloud Atlas. You ever seen Cloud Atlas?
Name rings a bell, but I can't.
It's supposedly the most expensive independent movie that ever got made. So many famous people in it. Tom Hanks is in it. Hugo Weaving's in it. Halle Berry. Jim Broadbent. There's like the list is massive.
I don't think I've seen it.
Of all these famous people. And basically the whole thing is that there's all these different stories, all these different timelines, but all these different characters, but the actors play them all. So it's like, what's supposed to happen is that at the beginning they set it up that these guys have got a weird birthmark, looks like a star or whatever, and this like travels through different lifetimes. So this one character in this, he's going to be in this. So it's like Tom Hanks in the beginning, he's playing a Hispanic writer doing the voice with the makeup, and then later on he plays like in a post-apocalyptic thing world, he plays like another guy who's got like a new language up to like redevelop English because there's been a nuclear war and all that kind of stuff. Like it's all like really different. Like one of the guys that's in it is like, say, this young lad, he plays like a young gay composer in like I think it's like the 1600s. Then later on, like he writes this really famous piece of music. But then later on in one of the timelines that's set in the 70s, he's selling records in a shop. He's still into music and he sells a record in a shop and he happens to sell this vinyl of the songs that this guy's written in a different lifetime. Right. It's like parallel worlds kind of thing. Like these characters are all different. Except some of them are the least racially sensitive that you've ever seen. Like both ways, like always. Like there's one girl at the end that's supposed to be like, it's supposed to be, they call it Neo Seoul. It's supposed to be Seoul, South Korea, just as the nuclear war's about to happen. Yeah. The same nuclear war that Tom Hanks is in later on. And the woman that's supposed to lead the resistance is this Asian woman. And basically have these Asian women that all look the same and they treat them like slaves. They sleep 6 hours a night and they all work in the service industry. But one of them starts to break loose and starts like going into the lost and found and watching videos of other stuff and realizing there's actually life out there. Actual Asian woman, completely fine. Back in the 1600s version, she's white face, freckles, red wig. Like supposed to be like a slave owner's daughter. But she's still Asian. And then like in that same, like in that one, like say Hugo Weaving's in it. There's all these different roles from like the Matrix or whatever. And he's like, later on he plays like this weird like demigod in like the Tom Hanks one. In this one, in the Neo Soul one, he plays an Asian Hugo Weaving. So it's basically Hugo Weaving and they do his makeup to pull his eyes out and he has to do an Asian accent. I was like, he couldn't just be an Asian actor. It's Hugo Weaving doing Asia face. It's unreal. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
When did it come out?
2012. Recently.
No way. I've never even heard it. I've never
Do you know?
heard of this.
I can't think. I'm going to
I'm gonna
crucify
have to check
myself for
this
not
out.
remembering his name. The black guy that plays the voice of the president in Rick and Morty. You know, with the gap in his teeth.
Yeah.
He's in everything.
Yeah.
He's in so much. He's one of them actors that you see in it. He is the leader of the resistance. Asian. They're doing his eyes and he's doing an Asian accent. He's a giant black guy. American black guy. And they're like, yeah, you're Asian in this. And he's like, no, he's clearly black. I'm like, what the hell is going on? No one's noticed. And like, Charles like, yeah, it's fine. It's really good in it. I'm like, did no one...
No one gonna question that though.
I was reading about it. It is on simultaneously the best movies in the world list
And the
worst movies in the world list. The most expensive independent movie ever made.
It's all gonna makeup by the sounds of it.
Well, yeah, it's all gone on hair and makeup. It's because we need Tom Hanks 6 times. Tom Hanks with orange skin and a little mustache because he's Spanish. You're like, what the hell? It's not even like they could have just got a Spanish guy and just been like, yeah, well, they've all got this star on them, so you all know that's the same character. It's not. It's so this young lad who's doing this like composing. He's like this young gay lad who's doing this composing for Jim Broadbent, who's supposed to be like Jim Broadbent's supposed to be this proper composer. And he gets this young lad, and Jim Broadbent's like singing the melodies, and this guy's to quickly write it down. It's that's how he transposed all the pieces or whatever. And as he's doing it work for Jim Broadbent, he's writing this really famous sextet of suites or whatever.
Yeah.
And getting it all written out. But then later on, when he's in the shop with Halle Berry, it's just the same kid in a really shit wig. It's like they spent all the money on making Hugo Weaving Asian. It's a shit wig with the round glasses and a headband. You're like, what does a hippie look like? That. Put it on. It's not even close.
Every stereotype.
It's not even close. They didn't even say to the guy, grow your hair out. We'll film that scene first, so it's your natural long hair.
Cut it off and do the rest after. The
it's not even like that. So I was watching it, I'm like, that's a white guy. Why is his eyes stretched out like that? I couldn't get over it. It took me out of the story, which the story is actually really clever and amazing. It could have just been with different actors. It was just freaking me out. I could not get over it. And I was like, am I being like really racially sensitive? Or is it okay for Hugo Weaving to have Asian face? Or this Asian woman to have white face? I was like, it was bizarre. I don't know.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? Like, is it okay if it goes every single way? It's not like
maybe.
It's not like it like in the old days where they just hired a white guy and blacked him up.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It's
not like that, is it?
It wasn't like
Shakespeare,
Shakespeare, where it's a guy doing all the roles, even the women.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that. It's just odd. But the stories are really interesting, how they all intertwine and all this kind of stuff, and it's all kind of linked together somehow.
I'm gonna have to check this out. I'm gonna watch this.
It's a really long movie. It's like 3 hours long.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because it's essentially 6 mini movies together.
Yeah.
Like 6 little episodes or whatever of all these different roles.
I'll check this out tonight. We'll
It's
talk about this next time when I've seen it.
It's far out, man. It's like really far out.
I'll have a look.
But it just creeped me out. The story's really good. Really good. Like the idea that people's lives are linked through different timelines and parallel universes is dead good. The different actors in the makeup, not good. Oh, and I'll tell you what, you would have seen the reference in Rick and Morty, the bit where, you know, they're talking about the different timelines and they've got the different the goggles on.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
they're going through, and he's like, "Oh, Dad's in Cloud Atlas," and it's Jerry, and he's not making any sense.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing. The future after that Neo Soul one, where the wars happened.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Later on, it's like like civilization is recovering, and they don't speak English. They do, but it's different English, like pidgin English. Like they've no one really knows any of the new words or anything like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And it sounds like that. And it's like the words are so bizarre. You're like, am I hearing it? You feel like you're having a stroke. Listen to it. You're like your brain's just like twisting to be like, oh, I kind of know what they mean. And it just
I'll have a look at this.
I'm trying to explain to someone who hasn't seen it, but dude, it makes me feel like I'm crazy. But you watch it and see what I mean. It's the same way that I think that, you know, when you watch commercials of perfume, You know, you see perfume commercials, you're like, what is happening? It's because they're trying to describe how something smells on the TV. You can't describe how it smells. So they make the video super like that. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, they are mental. Like, just a woman running through a field and then all of a sudden she's in bed, then she's like playing with a curtain.
Yeah.
And then it just comes up.
Yeah, they're really arty. You're like, what?
What does that mean?
That's his whole thing. That's what it's like. He's like, am I mad? Am I crazy? It's not as bad. It's not Ace Ventura bad, but for it to come out in the last 10 years, you'd be like, wow. Like, it wouldn't get made now. There's no way it'd get made now.
Yeah, you could,
but all the big actors are in
now,
it. These huge actors that all wanted to do it. Tom Hanks.
Yeah, it was about sort of like 7-8 years ago. It was really cool to be doing independent films. I wanted they were all wanted a piece of that.
I wonder how it got to be the most independent, like the most expensive one though. Because I'm like, who put the money in?
Tom Hanks ain't gonna be cheap, is it?
I was gonna say, yeah. Tom Hanks, Hugo Weaving. Like the cast list is massive. When you read it, you're like, whoa. Even the people you don't know the name of, you recognise from other stuff. Like this, like all-star cast. You're like, okay, that's where all the money's gone.
Yeah, I'll check this out.
And a lot of the CGI and stuff. 'Cause obviously, a lot of the stuff doesn't exist. You're like, okay, I get it. And some of it's quite funny, but how does it get to be the most expensive? Who's put the money in? Is it the Wachowski brothers have just gone, we're going to direct this movie? Because that's what the studio's for, isn't it?
Yeah.
They pay the money. That's who takes the hit. I don't know if it made much money. It can't have done.
If it's got all them people in it, I've heard the name. Like I might have even just heard it from Rick and Morty if there's a reference to it in that. I've definitely heard of it. But not enough to... No, couldn't tell you who was in it or what happens or anything.
I don't think... A lot of people have told me to watch it, but that means that I don't watch it.
Yeah.
The more people tell me to watch it,
this is going to be just middle of the road, please everyone crap in it.
But that's what I think about most stuff. Even like everyone's on Stranger Things now, aren't they? I'm on my second time through trying to watch it.
I watched season 1 and it held me interest, but then
season 2, yeah, that's when I lost it.
Yeah,
I'm not into it.
I didn't rave about it like everyone else, so I don't know, I don't get it. But the same thing happened with Game of Thrones, and I put that off. How long was that running for? What, 8 years, 9 years? Yeah. And then I got into that this year, blitzed through all that, and kind of got on the hype train a bit. But
stuff about that and the Marvel films and that all ending, and I was like, I
don't get it. No, superhero thing don't do it for me.
I've been going the other way because I don't really watch a lot of TV or a lot of films, or I got podcasts and stuff. I ended up watching a French like supernatural show on Netflix called Black Spot. And every time I say Black Spot, everyone goes, "Do you mean Black Mirror?" I'm like, no, Black Spot. All in, but it took me 10 minutes to find out it was dubbed, because the first 10 minutes there's no talking. It's all dead creepy and a bit weird and setting up this thing.
Yeah.
And then when they started talking, I was like, looking at the mouse, I'm like, this isn't linking up right. And I was like, oh. And then you look on the thing and it's like, oh, original. So it was like, oh, French with English subtitles. But because it was French with English subtitles, computer went off, phone went down. I was paying attention to it. Yeah. The first time in ages. It's actually quite a good show. Like, you can pause it at any minute and it looks like a phone wallpaper, like a computer wallpaper. Like, the way it's filmed and the way it looks is just amazing.
Yeah.
But there's just certain bits in it where you're like, really? It's worth watching. For sure, it's worth watching.
Have a look at that.
It'll be on UK Netflix and whatever's on there. It took me a little while to find it because it wasn't suggested for me. But it's about this, like, it's all in this French town where there's like weird stuff happening in the woods. It turns out to be like, they think it's like a deity, like a Celtic deity that's killing people off, and they sacrifice people to it and stuff. It's like dead weird. And there's like these people who are like the resistance that are like against this, the mayor and his dad who like trying to sell the town away for toxic waste. It's all very naturey.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very like that, but it's just really dark. Like some of it's dead dark and some of it's like quite violent. So it's kept my interest for like 2 seasons. You don't get a lot of answers after 2 seasons. I've finished watching it going, hang on a minute, I still don't know any. There's still bits I'm like, season 3 needs to come out now. But there's only just
I've never even heard of
that. Most people haven't.
To be fair, like TV stuff, I'm not massively into it. I don't watch a great deal of stuff.
Why is that though? Why is it? Because there's too much?
I just don't think I've just not got the time. I've got too much stuff going on to sit down for however long. I mean, especially now, like previously when I was doing like week on, week off, I had a lot more time, so I watched a bit more TV then. But like now, like working full time, doing this, doing a band, like spending time with the family and that. Like, it's when you have time to sit down, when you have an hour to yourself to watch something.
I set a weekend aside and ended up watching it in a weekend. But that's because I was just binging it. I never do that.
Like even a series, like it's rare I've got time to sit down and watch a film, let alone 12 episodes or something back to back.
That's it. It's just. But like, you think back to when it was like TV, you'd be like, oh, I've got to watch this thing at 8 o'clock on BBC, or I've got to tape it.
Yeah.
You just, like you wouldn't miss your show. It'd be on.
Yeah.
But now I haven't got the time. You've got it. I couldn't watch it any time. I could watch it on my phone while I'm doing something else. And I still don't.
I think that's it as well. I think the fact that you've got that sort of like freedom to do that and watch it whenever you want. You don't prioritise it. You don't make plans around the TV anymore, which I suppose is a good thing, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like you come in work and all everyone's talking about is whatever TV show's on at the moment.
Yeah.
Like,
but I do notice that people only talk about the ones that Netflix pushes to you.
Yeah.
Like I've spoken about Black Spot to nearly everyone I've met since I've watched it, and no one's heard of it.
Yeah, but
there's Stranger Things at the top.
Yeah.
And all this other stuff, like the stuff that they do, is all at the top.
Well, Love Island's a big one at the minute, innit, as well.
That's on regular TV though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, people, it's doing my head in. I can't wait for that to finish.
I've not seen a single second of it.
It is. Like my wife watches it, so I've not sat and watched an episode, but I've been in the house when it's been on, kind of thing. I've overheard bits, and it is just absolute
the lowest form of
drivel. Like
it's a game show, though, isn't it? They win money. There's contestants and stuff. I don't understand the premise of it. They put people together on like it seems to me like Big Brother on an island.
Like basically, my understanding of it is there's a load of men and a load of women on an island, and then they do these like horrendous games where they've got like feel each other up or like get off
like party games.
Like just bizarre games that like if you went up to somebody in the street or tried it on with somebody in a club, you'd be in prison. Like it's proper ropey.
Right.
And then at the end of each week they say, right, who do you want to couple up with? And then the one who doesn't get picked is voted off. And it just keeps going until there's a couple left and then they win it.
That's it.
But it's just slagging about on telly.
Yeah.
They're all in this house, like all sleeping in the same room, like fucking each other on TV and stuff. Like it's proper grim. Like it's proper seedy.
There's no like fat guys called Darren from Bolton.
No, they're all like absolutely proper hench. You've heard the Idols song, haven't you?
Yeah.
You look like you're from Love Island. Like that. That's the sort of people they are.
Yeah. That's the only reason I know it.
It's absolute toss. I don't understand why you'd watch it. Like it's just dumbing you down.
The older I get, and I know you're not. People say you're mellow as you get older, and
I'm getting more irate about stuff.
Yeah. I see, like, and I'm like, of course, there's different shows for different people. You're free to watch whatever you want. You're free to do whatever you want. You're free to, but when I see what people are doing with it, you feel like Kevin Spacey in Seven. I want to shave my fingertips off and start killing some people. It's horrible. You see, I'm looking around. I'm like, I do it all the time because I'm watching people when I'm eating my breakfast. When I go for that breakfast on Sunday, I have like a full Sunday dinner, like Sunday breakfast. But I've factored in the amount of training I've done all week, which is an extraordinary amount compared to normal people. And then I've factored in a deficit of calories, so I know I've earned it.
Yeah.
And I'll see people in there, these big pieces that are in there, ordering that with extra bits and pieces. I'm like, that's all you've done. That's all you've done with it. Even to the point where, like, I was getting tattooed the other day, and there's a Muslim couple getting tattooed by the next guy, while the woman was. And they were chatting, and they were saying about being from India.
Yeah.
And the tattoo artist had just come back from India. And so they were just chatting and this and that. And the Muslim guy said, the Indian guy said, do you think there's a tattoo artist over there? And the tattoo artist went, I don't think there will be, mate, because it's dead. It's going to be, if it is, it's going to be underground, and you probably wouldn't want one from them.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's the rules. And he was like, yeah. Obviously they found that the body's sacred. You're not supposed to damage it in any way.
Yeah.
While his wife is being tattooed, and she's massive. I'm like, oh, that body you got from God is what you're saying, and that's what you've done with it. This is it. This is the best you could do. I'm like, what? Even that's your rule book, and you've already fucked it.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I don't understand. I'm like, right, you could read whatever you want. You could research stuff. You could go to college. You could do courses online. No one does it. They just sit and watch Love Island, and that's it. And I'm like, of course you should be able to do that, but is that it? I can't.
What are you leaving behind?
Yeah. I'm like, don't you want to learn something? When was the last time you learned something? But then I'd get like weird questions from people like, I do commissioned artwork for people and stuff, and they'd be like, oh, you're good at drawing. Yeah, it's like practice. They'd be like, if I drew, it'd just be a stick man. I'm like, yeah, but when was the last time you picked up a pen? When you was in high school, drawing a dick in textbooks. That's all you've done. And then you're like, why can't I draw? You're like, because you haven't done anything. The same way that if you can't just get up and run a marathon, it takes time and it takes effort. All this stuff takes effort. And no one puts it in. And I look around, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, I feel guilty when I eat what I eat, but I factor in the calories. And I see people I see like morbidly obese people eating McDonald's. I'm like, you've had enough. Surely you've had enough. I used to feel guilty. I had a certain set of jeans that when they got too tight, I'd be like, no, you need to lay off, lad. Yeah. And that's when I knew. And I just feel like, God, man, I'm ranting again.
Always.
I'm always ranting, man. But I just see him. I was like, this is it. I was like, maybe it's a crisis, isn't it? Existential crisis. You're here. This is it. You're one shot. And what you did was watch Love Island and get morbidly obese by eating Viennetta every night. That's all you did. That's all there was. You went to Nando's a few times, despite the fact it was like 20 quid and it's just chicken and rice. That's what people do. Because that's where this woman went.
I don't get Nando's.
I don't. It is chicken and rice.
I think we've talked about this before.
Don't get it.
We probably have. But everyone absolutely buzzes off it.
Yeah. Well,
and it's just chicken and rice.
Chicken.
Like that meal you pay 20 quid for, 4 or 5 quid's worth of food.
Yeah.
You've got
and they give you the sauce to put on it.
Yeah.
It's not even seasoned chicken.
Exactly. You have to go and like.
Yeah, you have to go and do. Yeah, they bring you the food, but you have to go and get your knives and forks.
Go and get your own drinks. Like
get drinks. Yeah.
It's just appalling. I don't get it at all.
But that's what this woman went when I was getting tattooed. Me and Chris went, let's go and get some lunch. So we went around the corner to this vegan place because Chris is vegan. I bought him a sandwich and like a little cake, and we came back and ate it, jumped back on the chair. And then like we were like, Ryan, where's your clients gone? He's like, gone for food. I'm like, where are they? And then I look over the road and I can see down, she's in Nando's. Like in the middle of a tattoo, gone, let's have some lunch, and gone for a full meal. I'm like, you're going to be in there for like an hour. Like, what? Like you couldn't just wait till the end for the Nando's and just go and get a snack now. Just couldn't believe it, man. Couldn't believe it. Yeah. In between all this, and then her husband being like, "Oh yeah, you're not supposed to damage your body or change your body in any way." I was like, "Ooh," and then he even went because he realised what he was saying. His wife was getting tattooed, and she's a big piece. And then in between, let's go to Nando's. So he was just waiting. Ryan was just waiting around. He was just sitting on the chair with his phone out, like, "Oh well, they're paying for my time." Well, fair enough, man. Weird, isn't it?
It's mad, isn't it? I don't know. I just don't understand people.
Yeah, I don't mind doing it for like. I know we said about Wagamamas a lot, but because Wagamamas is like fresh cooked Japanese food.
But you have to sit next to people you don't know.
I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, you don't.
When
have
I go
choice.
in there,
I've
the one in Derby's got a lot more booths than.
I've only ever
the
been
straight
once.
ones. The biggest cities have got a lot more straight tables.
I sat next to some absolute clown who wanted to be my best mate and kept trying to join in on my conversation. We had to tell him.
That's it. You got
like a puppy. Just every time he opened his mouth, just no.
Yeah.
No.
I don't want to talk to you. Yeah, no, I don't mind paying it for that.
Street food's a big one at the minute, isn't it? There's loads of them popping up.
Loads of them popping up. Worth it though, a lot of them.
Yeah, it's good food.
I prefer it. There's some guys around here that are dead good with it. The barber that does my hair is like independent. He's like the biggest champion of independent stuff I've ever seen. And I'm like, I'd love to be like, to have the money to be able to do that, obviously, because it costs more.
Yeah.
But so he just bought like a 50s American truck, like a smaller one. And it was painted black with white flames on it. So the flames painted over, but the inside Dandy Gent written all over it, which is the name of the barbers with all the details.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I saw you've had your van all stickered up. He goes, oh, I want stickered. He says, I found a guy who could hand paint signs to hand paint my van. It was a guy with a paintbrush did it. Because he appreciates the artwork, like the way, like the style. Yeah. And I was saying to him about doing t-shirts. He's coming to our place to do t-shirts. And he was like, well, we could just print them for you, like on this printing thing. He's like, no, I want it to be screen printed. I want someone to physically push like the skill that's involved. I want that to go into my t-shirts. So whenever you hear them talking at like the barbers about going for lunch, they never say Mackey's or Greg's. They go into all these independent places around. Yeah. And I was like, God damn, I wish I had the money to be all that all the time.
It's very, very expensive.
Worth it though.
There's a little independent sandwich shop near us in Stoke. I can't remember what's it called. I can't remember what it's called. I'm gonna guess, but I'm probably gonna say the name of the wrong place, and I don't want to do that. But it's really good though. Like they do all these sandwiches, but it's like you go in and get a sandwich, it's like £7.
Yeah.
And it's just like a normal like sandwich. It's not like a
Yeah.
big foot-long Subway job. It is just literally like a sandwich. Best sandwich you'll ever eat in your life, but
It's £7.
can you spend £7 on a sandwich every day?
No way.
Feed myself for a day for £7.